Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Come on, Phil, I know you know it.
I'm not familiar with this song. I only know the Shameless intro song.
All right. This was Fiona, a good one, though. We had the lesbian relationship, new lesbian relationship.
I just learned the lyrics to Fiona.
You did? Do you know them?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Phil.
I know
everybody.
This, you want to hear me sing?
Oh, we do?
No.
Everybody who wants to hear JJ sing.
Go ahead.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to another fun week of Shameless, Episode 5, Refugees. I'm your host, Hayley Clover, here with some great people today.
That's right. JJ Jurgens.
Yeah.
Phil Svitek.
There you go.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing? And we do have some special guests today. My parents are in town, everyone, and they're on the couch. Chip and Joni Clover, the wonderful people that birthed me. How are you guys?
Great.
They've been watching Shameless with me since the beginning, and my mom tweets at us more than anyone else, so we thought we'd bring her in now while they're visiting. So we're glad to have you guys in. Phil, before we start, where can they find you on Twitter?
At AfterBuzz TV, of course.
Of course, JJ.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens.
Perfect. So it was a good episode, guys. Another good one. What'd you think? Overall thoughts?
Ladies first.
Ooh. Love the episode. I would say F Amanda.
F Amanda.
That's your overall thought.
That's my overall thought.
That's a good one.
She pissed me off.
That's what Lip wasn't doing.
Effing Amanda,
right.
you're right.
She needs her own song after those actions, because I'm like, no, don't leave her in your room. I know, I totally just jumped, but anyway,
No.
that was what really.
Well, we're gonna get to that later a lot, because that was one relationship too that I even said when we were watching. God,
Yeah.
So yeah, she
I can't believe Giannis is actually dead.
he
He's
is.
just dead. Cool.
All right.
That's it. We've moved on.
Let's take a moment of silence.
For Giannis.
R.I.P. Giannis.
And we're good.
And we're done. Okay, thank you. That was great. So, the first thing I want to talk about, usually we dive into some of the smaller topics in the show. I want to get right into the eviction. Huge part of today's episode. They actually get thrown out before they think they're going to. They think they have a week, and they're out on the street. What did you think about Fiona and how she handled everything with everybody splitting up, in different places?
Yep.
I mean, they knew that they were getting evicted. I mean, I don't know if they knew the deadline. They only knew the deadline because the family came in and said, you know what, we're not moving in for another week, so take your time. So if it wasn't for that, I don't know how long they would have thought they had this house to begin with. The fact that they actually did it pretty fast overall, sure, maybe they had the cops help, but the cops even got into it where most things I envision, it would just be the cops like throwing the things out instead of being really gentle with it.
Right.
So, but again, the Giannis, his house is up. So for sale. So
it didn't come up like we thought it would right away in this episode. So maybe next episode we'll see somebody take over that house.
Yeah, but I liked Frank and I've seen a lot of people kind of do this, unfortunately, in foreclosed houses where they just take everything. And the way you get it, that's how that's how your house is.
Well, and even the little girl does make a comment. She said, "What happened to the wall?" And he's like, "Get upstairs, you little brat." So yeah, but a true Frank moment for him. Just got to steal the last bit of whatever he's got. He is so much fun too with Debbie and that whole group, which we'll talk about more in depth later, but something to look forward to. That's a good storyline.
I think it was hard for me to believe that it's actually happening, because they've been in that house for all these years. So to really think that they're going to be out of there was a little sad, shameless moment too. Like, I want to take that last moment like Fiona did to kind of say goodbye to the house. But
have you guys ever moved out of a house that you were super sad about? And feel free to jump in whenever.
I did.
Yeah, as a kid. But it's different when you move from a house versus you get evicted from a house.
Oh, well, yeah, just a little. Just a bit.
So, and Fiona makes that note, and I think it really is, I think Shameless ultimately is going to end really sad because, as Fiona says, like, I think it just used to be Frank doing this, but now it's us. And you're like, yeah, you know what? You're not that much better, unfortunately. And I had such high hopes for you in season 1.
Right.
I was a little disappointed in her reaction with Sean too, because I think he had a very legitimate
like why are you
point
yelling
saying,
at
"I'm
him?
not going to let your wigger gangbanger son in my house when I have my kid visiting, when I'm trying to get have visiting rights and stuff." Smart move on his part. So I was like, "Really, you're going to fight him on that one, Fiona?"
And Carl was like, "I don't give a shit. I'm going to get my own apartment. I've got my money."
White chocolate,
White
baby.
chocolate. Oh my gosh, Nick. He was like, "Yeah, nice name." The real estate agent was hilarious when they walked in, like, "You're Carl Gallagher."
Are you a rapper?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's funny. I will say though that I am getting a little sick of that that character for him, and I was glad that V pointed that out. Like, if you don't stop, I'm gonna pull a reverse. Oh gosh.
Versus years of oppression of slavery and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean someone needed to say it because I think
a reverse. The guy that got killed in
but I forget his name.
We'll just say yeah.
Yeah, yes, that guy.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I was glad she said that, because it's getting a little old.
And speaking about Sean and Fiona, how did you guys? Because she was the one who later went up to him and thought everything was just going to be fine and dandy, and so was that right by her?
And he even says, we're just.
What about
gonna
I
act like
over the hard
nothing's-
feelings or
She's pregnant. I'm gonna let her have the hormonal, emotional reaction. She's getting evicted from her house. She's just upset. But no, I mean, in
But
reality.
Sean's been more than fair with most of this stuff.
Oh, he has.
Well, and again,
and even
more than-
helped financially.
Yeah, but I did like that. I did like that he called her out on it, but then didn't carry like a big grudge. Like, they just moved past it, and I like that about their relationship because like he also realized that how highly emotional that situation was for her. So I think he
Sure.
threw her a little bone there too.
And I thought the way that it ended with the two young kids and them playing and having a pillow fight on the bed was a little bit of maybe some foreshadowing moments I would like to see. It's just like a little family.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they need another addition to the family.
No.
I
Well,
think,
with his son.
Yeah,
I think
Or
there's the
her-
son,
baby.
and I
That's
think
gonna be
Liam was a great addition. That's a good little family right there. No additions needed.
Okay, so let's talk about that. She's still saying that she's getting the abortion. She hasn't changed her mind. We still see her smoking. We still see her, doing things as if she wasn't pregnant. Do we think now that she's not going to have the abortion, or do you think it's going to happen?
Time's running out, right? What's the official cutoff?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Looking at
You're
some
looking
the
at
only
the
person in
parents?
here that's been pregnant.
Yeah.
3 months, isn't it?
Well, Debbie said she's already passed her time. She said that this week, but I don't really know exactly what the.
Yes, it's certainly in the first trimester. Like, you can't
Yeah.
get into the second one, so she's towing that line. I feel like
Pretty close.
Yeah,
Because she didn't get pregnant too long after Debbie.
and we still don't know if it's Gus's, Sean's. It could even be Jimmy's. Frank, Jack,
Frank, not Frank.
whatever they call
That'd be a
Jimmy.
twist.
Gross.
That would be gross. Oh.
Very shameless.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, God.
Exactly.
It just, happened. They were both drunk and, nobody knew.
Oh no, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was that moment when Frank was over her bed of when he's in mourning. So God knows when. See, things happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, speaking of mourning, we've got some cancer and some death talks today, and Frank, really becoming the true cancer concierge that he was always meant to be.
But it goes a little bit differently this time. He's shocked at not everyone's a prude or inexperienced like the people he's used to.
Yeah, she was.
That's kinda shocking.
She had some fun little secrets, and they played that game. Oh, well, did you do this, or did you wake up in the street naked?
Have
He
you
was like,
ever?
well, that's just a
Yeah.
Tuesday. He's done some pretty crazy things, but it sounded like she did too. And that's when we learned that she used to date Melissa Etheridge, which is why we started the show today with that great song, classic.
Absolutely. But
Do you think she's gonna die?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I love the moment when Frank's getting greased up by the not the
Funeral?
coroner, but
Oh yeah, the guy at the funeral home.
Yeah.
Or when he's going to
Yeah.
buy a casket.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Mortician.
A mortician.
Yeah, and so I mean, you know what? I feel like this would be an odd business, but I feel like it could definitely work.
For him, bringing
For people in
maybe
general.
that's his new for him.
I mean, it's a
Like maybe for
shameless.
Phil, like an after hours.
Yeah, maybe he already started. That's why he's like, I promise it worked. Hey, yeah, people have been known to do some greasier things, I'm sure.
I mean, it makes sense of like, okay, you know, you don't want to just get. Do you really want to get the low rent coffin, or you want to get the?
There's no way people actually lay in the coffins before they choose them, right?
Why not?
Because they're not going to know what it actually feels like they're dead.
No.
They made that
I
one look.
personally
They made
never
that look
would
like,
because I feel like then you're like just saying, okay, yeah, I'm done. Like I couldn't do it. It's like I have a hard time sitting in a wheelchair too. You know, like I don't
want to
want
be
to
in one.
tempt those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd lay in a casket. I'd be too scared
Yeah.
it would close, and then I'd be like, ah,
Trapped.
yeah, kick it out. But yeah, so that was funny. That was a good little job for him on the side. And Debbie's job is not going so well in the beginning. You know, the husband is like hating on her so bad, and she's actually doing a really good job. Like for a moment, I was like, okay, well, she did really take care of Liam and do all of this for him. Obviously, having a newborn and a baby is different, but she does know how to somewhat run the morning and get people out of the house. And
I like that she copped to the idea that, you know, sexy's never really worked for her. I thought that was a good line to kind of bring in, because we've seen her try so many times of doing this and trying to get onto especially men, and so her going about it in this way was just funny, and the fact that they kind of formed somewhat of a bond in this different way, but it's still, they still think she's 18 though.
right, which is gonna pose a problem at some point. You know, when she has sex with someone, I'm not even gonna say it's the husband, because now we've got the wife laying in bed with her and cuddling and singing and crying. So
Can this be used
be
to our
anyone.
advantage in a court of law between Frank and Debbie?
oh, statutory rape.
Yeah,
The whole rape circle comes back
Lord.
to Debbie.
but now in a good way.
Yeah, she raped someone. No, oh man,
Only in
Maybe.
Shameless could that.
it could. But I don't know. I don't see her actually ever getting to the point where she sleeps with the husband. I don't know. To me, it's not going there.
Frank made a very convincing argument of why it could happen.
So who noticed? Oh, yeah. What did he?
A hole's
what
a
did he say?
hole.
Yeah. That's true. Grammy said that. Right? That was good old
Grammy,
Grammy. What a lady.
I don't know if
yeah.
I see sex. I could maybe see a BJ.
Okay.
Any thoughts
Possibly.
on that?
It wouldn't take much. I mean,
Yeah, a little temptation. All right.
time equals low standards.
There you go. Let's hope that's not your ideas. Dad.
exactly.
Maybe in the past.
We have been married 30
College.
years.
There you go. Yeah. So everything seems to be working out great. That's funny. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Did anyone notice that she finally called Frank Dad? I'm sure you did notice. And then his reaction was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I actually am helping out my daughter. She straight up said, "Thanks, Dad." She always calls him Frank.
That's so funny is that I actually didn't catch it at the time, but now that
Right.
you say it, I remember hearing her say it.
Yeah. And he was
And he
totally
looked-
taken
yeah,
aback.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, he's never been a dad, and so for the first time, he actually, in his own weird way, going back to the whole "take your daughter to work" day.
Right.
In Frank's world, this is taking care of your daughter, and
himself at the same time.
true to form.
But
but
because he picked out his bedroom at their house
Yeah.
the first time he walked in.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the first time she's called him Dad. If
Well,
I remember
they
in the
just-
series in the beginning, she's probably the only one in that whole gang of Gallaghers that has tried to like warm up and have him be her dad
And have a relationship.
want him to be her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
he
is-
tries with Carl
Which
sometimes
is why
because of
she's
the
doing this.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, she needs a parent, a father figure.
yeah, that's true. They
doesn't
haven't had
have
one.
it.
Well, she just needs right now. She just needs anybody, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the reason
exactly.
why she is calling him dead, is because she has nobody whatsoever. Especially after Fiona's big monologue.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, which, you know, she even said, why do I care if I'm here and, you know, staying or have anywhere to live in this, you know, whole eviction fiasco, because you're not even going to let me stay with you guys after I'm, you know, have this baby anyway.
But she did call Fiona and let her know that they were being evicted. So, you know, that family, that no matter what, at the end of the day, their Gallagher's kind of mentality still holds true, no matter what happens.
True.
Well, and we saw that too today with Ian and Lip, because Lip, you know, at first didn't want him to stay in his apartment, and he gave him a key today so that he could come stay, you know, with the whole eviction. I'm sure he did feel like, okay, this is stupid. I should be letting my brother stay with me. So Ian's going to college.
That's right. And in college, you know what you gotta have? You
What do you gotta
good
have?
food.
Phil?
You gotta have food. In order to
do.
survive college, you gotta have food. Yes, we are getting into a shameless plug, but it's for your benefit, people, because you gotta eat, right, JJ?
Yes, you do. I am calling.
But the problem is, how do you start? Where do you start?
Where do we go, Phil?
Well, Blue Apron has you covered. It's not Red Apron, it's Blue Apron.
Blue.
For less than $10 per meal, which is actually a very, very good deal. Like every time I think of meals, they're, you know, especially like, because I eat out a lot in the past, and they're like $20 at least.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in LA like we are.
It's easily 16
Not
bucks
getting
every
a $10
time. I'd say.
meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's for the greasy stuff. So you can only imagine. So for $10 or per meal, Blue Apron delivers all these fresh ingredients that you need to create at-home meals. So all you got to do is just follow the easy step-by-step instructions. All the meals can be prepared in less than 40 minutes, which is great. And, you know, it prepares these various things. So, you know, JJ was kind of looking at some stuff. She was looking at the spiced salmon with black rice, avocado, blood orange salad. Yeah. You know what? And you,
I've used
Haley,
it.
you did you do the steak sandwich with caramelized onion? Because you said you had something with steak in it.
It did have steak. It wasn't that one, but that sounds really good.
Okay.
But it was amazing, and it was enough food actually for me and my roommate, like a full dinner. Came in the mail. He cooks. It was great. Perfect.
Oh, nice little romantic. No?
He's gay, but yeah. But it was still very romantic.
Fair enough. Candles were lit. Fair enough. So there's so many different recipes on here. Some of the stuff includes watermelon radishes, farro. I don't even know what farro is. This is
I don't
introducing me
either.
to a whole new thing. And guess what? Right now you can get your first 2 meals for free by going to blueapron.com/podcast. That's right. What are you listening to? A podcast. That's the promo code. So Blue Apron, hopefully you can spell, .com/podcast.
I'm a terrible speller. I'd probably spell apron wrong. Not gonna lie.
BLUEAPRON, the dot symbol, .com/podcast. PODCAST.
No, seriously, it is good. So try it. I'm gonna try it.
So give it a
Free
chance.
food's free food, people.
That's right. Be shameless. Just have yourself some free meals, then get hooked.
We should order some for the show next week.
We should.
And you can cook it.
Sure.
By the time we get here, you can have it nice and ready, laid out for us, candles.
It is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta cook for my ladies.
Oh, Phil. Oh.
All right.
Dad, Blue Apron dot
Well, this was
podcast.
Ian's mistake. He wasn't Blue Aproning it up for his new guy.
Right.
You can't just, you know.
Oh, he wants to be wined and dined a little bit.
He doesn't just put his dick in anyone.
Yeah.
All right, people.
I like this guy. I respected this
Me
guy.
too.
Good for him.
Do you
But
like seeing Ian in a new relationship? Anyone miss Mickey?
I don't think they're in. I think they're. I miss Mickey, but I don't think they're there yet.
No.
You know, and I think it kind of reforms. I like what it's doing with Ian in that regard of like, not everything is sexual. Like, oh, do you pitch or do you catch? Like, it's.
And he was like, usually
Yeah.
I pitch, but like, yeah. Well, he had a good line about he thought he was an adult, but he realizes, you know, he's just acting more like a kid. So I think, yeah, he is going to grow up a little bit. They talked to him about being a firefighter, which I do hope, you know, I'd like to see him have a career he enjoys or something good for him like that.
And like we talked about, I think that would be something he'd be good at, using his previous skills, and just like seems like he'd like having that structure and also the chaos.
Yeah. Oh, well, the softball game alone, they've got the gay cops versus the gay firemen.
Tony!
Yay,
Tony!
Tony's gay, everyone!
Your sister.
Your sister turned me gay.
That
I
was
can see
great. Yeah, totally.
But,
Is
yeah,
that like the
was
world's best compliment for, like, or no?
No.
No,
Definitely not.
That was maybe a terrible insult.
No, because he's buff and he's like pretty boy. That's not
What if
terrible
Fiona
insult.
found
Well,
out?
for Fiona, it's
Oh,
an
you mean that
insult.
she turned him? I thought you meant
Yeah.
that Tony ended up being gay.
No, I mean, yeah, he's great. He's a great addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be perfect. But that softball game was hilarious. You know, the guy said one thing, there goes Ian. You know, just a
Yeah.
total fight breaks out, but with everyone, and they love it, which is so funny. Like, it's just, you know, yeah, like you said, adds to the chaos of Ian and his life and what he likes.
But does it help his firefighting chances? Only because, like,
Yes.
unfortunately, right, the stereotype can hold true in the sense of, right, there's the old joke of, like, well, if I'm on the battlefield, is he thinking about shooting the enemy or is he staring at my ass? So in this regard, I feel like,
A little bit of both.
well, you know, and yes, they're all gay, but now having proved the way Ian thinks, you know, in a firefighting situation, he might not put out the fire in the proper way.
Okay, I'm going to speak up on this one.
Do it.
Because I played college basketball. Women.
Me too.
A lot of lesbians. No, I mean, when it comes down to, like, time to focus and play the game, you're not going to be distracted by whose butt looks good, whose boobs look good. No, you're committed
Never.
to your goal and you're going to do it.
Yeah, until the win, and then someone comes and grabs your
Then
tits.
shower afterwards might be a different story. You might need to. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. You
And
know,
again, I'm not saying I believe in that stereotype, but it's just that Ian is playing to that stereotype
Sure.
right now. And that doesn't, he can change. I think he will.
I think with the whole, you know, the eviction thing, he's going to need a place to go. I think he's going to want that job, or he's going to start dating this kid.
You
He'll have
shouldn't
a
hook
place
up with somebody just because you need a place to live.
Oh, but
Fiona,
desperate
Ian,
times.
stop.
Desperate times.
Well, I mean,
Call for
another issue is,
desperate
yeah,
times.
he probably shouldn't be, if he is going to work there, put, you know,
That pressure on, especially
shitting
this
where
early.
he sleeps.
Right.
Another issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very early.
Well, maybe we'll see him on a date next week. The guy wants flowers and dinner. So we'll
Minus
see.
the flowers, though, right? Just the
Yeah,
dinner.
yeah.
Ian is, you know, another question just to bring up. Ian doesn't seem to be struggling as much with his bipolar disorder. You know, he's taking his meds and everything. Does that come back into play for him at all, or is it all of a sudden
The
going to be
alcohol
written out?
balances it out. I don't know if you saw, he took like 3 shots.
Really?
It balances out the meds. I don't know. Yeah,
That's how that works.
I'm a complete agreement with you of like why it doesn't fully make sense of what's happening with this character.
Right.
Because yeah, I mean,
Kind of just stopped all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He's kind of just not, you know, and yeah, that's the reason for the meds. And he keeps saying to Fiona, I'm taking them, like, stop worrying about me. But yeah, you wonder if it'll be written back in at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would like to see because I mean it's such a big portion of it, right? It has that whole history with the mom and everything that she went through, and now kind of the weight that it had on the family, and so to just brush that aside feels cheap and too easy.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
I want to see more of it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Good.
the new guy has to deal with it. I don't know.
We'll see. Or maybe he's dealt with it in a previous relationship and just knows how to handle it more. And they're a perfect match, and then the rest is history. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
There's no happy endings in Shameless.
You're right. What was I thinking? I don't know. Well, so we've got some other people in this episode that don't have a place to live, but now do have a place to live, and they are the refugees. The group that was supposed to be one refugee, and now they are the refugees.
That's right. You know what? Can these people turn? Can they kind of help turn Carl in a way? Because when he asked the girl, "How many people have you seen someone? Have you killed somebody?" and she's counting it out loud, and Carl's almost in shock.
Yeah.
Like, you for real?
Right.
So-
yeah, maybe he realizes that like his guns and everything are like not a joke. And like they had to do some really awful things with them, and you know, maybe their stories and even seeing how they're scared of the car noises will kind of maybe turn him around a little.
I felt that way in that moment too. Like I didn't feel like it was. I thought it was the first time we see him kind of questioning or being like, "Ooh," like he's playing this guy that's so tough and so has his guns, but can he really? Is he really gonna ever use it or shoot somebody? And that was the time, like, oh.
Right? Has he ever
don't
shot a
know.
gun? I don't think we've ever seen him
I don't think it's gone off.
shoot a
has
gun.
it?
We've seen lip,
Yeah.
but
Well, he didn't know how to handle the gun today with the, and so when just that kid takes it and done. Here, have it back. I think that really. I mean, even Nick was shocked. The look on his face of, I don't know if it was just impressed or like, damn, I feel stupid.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Nick. I wanted to
His
cry when his
bike.
bike got stolen. The kid just wants a freaking bike. Can't catch a break.
I know. I felt sad for him too. Just let him have his bike.
Right? He's not asking
One happy
for
guy
much,
on the
it's a
show.
bike. Oh,
And he bought it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Drug money, but
But he bought it. They didn't steal it.
yeah.
Yeah. So I did. I felt bad for him, but I loved the moment actually with V and the little girl who she figures out is a girl and not a boy, and she's never had cute clothes or girly clothes, and she gives her a pink dress and a pink headband, and like the girl's super happy. And it was a good moment with V too. Just her motherly instincts kicked in a bit.
Now let me ask you this, because it was supposed to be Kev to really take care of these kids. It was his atonement for what happened, to be honest. Where's Kevin all of this? I can knock out all my sins in one.
He was hilarious.
Why? You aren't, you're not bathing them. You're not. I haven't seen you do much.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't around. I don't know what else to say about that besides he wasn't there.
He'll be back working at the bar.
He bumped a cigarette from one of them. You're right. Yeah, where they just whipped out cigarettes. Those refugees are quiet but total badasses. Like I think we're gonna see more with them next week.
I think they might start working the alibi.
That would be funny.
Child labor.
What if Carl starts a whole gang with them?
That could be. That's a possibility too.
This is a good place for you guys to predict.
Oh yeah,
It's a good place for you guys to predict on YouTube. We love reading your comments. It's a good because I don't know.
This is a quick side tangent, if you will. Svetlana and her like American Dream scale. Remember, like, listen, you're at the bottom.
Keep going with that accent, please.
You got to, and I forget if she like literally said you got to suck dick, but like basically telling her
Pretty
to be a
much.
whore.
Telling Fiona today,
Yeah.
she said that she has. I don't know if you realize, but you have an ATM in between your pants, which is true.
You know, so I thought that was a good analogy of the American dream, and I actually liked her kind of standing up to Fiona because think of what you will of Svetlana. She has risen in this world.
She has. Fun side note about Svetlana, two of my friends that I work with, that was their acting coach, Svetlana. Doesn't have the actual Russian accent, in case anyone else was wondering, but she actually is Russian and gets cast for a lot of Russian roles because she does the accent so well. But she was actually cast just for one episode, the first episode where she fucks the gay out of Mickey. And then they loved her so much they wrote her in as a reoccurring character.
That must have been a great
Pretty
scene,
cool,
huh?
huh?
Yeah, she's
She's that good. She's that good at that.
Yeah, you know.
a lot of money in her ATM. A lot of money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, hilarious.
Alibi, still not seeing any customers. We haven't
Just
gotten
two.
back yet.
Just two.
I'm surprised something more hasn't evolved with that.
Yeah, especially since the last one was about kind of the recon of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right,
Number 1 and number 2 and
The restroom,
Yeah.
or whatever it was called. Yeah, those drinks were disgusting and hilarious.
I thought they were amazing.
Me too.
The shit drink. I can't get over it.
I really want that bar in LA. I would totally go all the time.
Let's start it. We could start one.
Can we build next door, Phil?
Yeah, we're doing it.
In the back.
Yeah.
And you can somehow walk through our AFTERBUZZ bathrooms.
Yeah, you know, we'll have a secret entrance.
Yeah.
We'll let you know. Promo code podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, so I don't know. The bar, we'll see.
Yeah.
That'll come back when it needs to, I guess. Not much going on
When the
over there.
refugees start working in it, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how cool that would be. Such a weird luxury for this place to have. Like, it's one thing to have a bathroom with the number 1 and number 2 drink, but to have authentic refugees as child labor.
Is the place they're from real? Maybe
they
that's a
could
dumb
make some-
question, but have you ever heard of the place they're from?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was now, but yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Don't ask me.
Was it
Haley's
it wasn't
like Kev
Myanmar,
of-
was it?
we got
Sorry, I didn't know where they're from.
all these Asian countries. They just gotta.
There's too many.
Was it Myanmar? Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Good job. JJ, you passed geography.
No, I'm
Apparently
actually
I failed.
terrible at it, but I remember.
I can name all the states super quick, so at least I know my American.
We'll quiz you out in the post-credit
No, I can literally. Okay, I can literally do them so quickly. I know a song I learned in kindergarten.
They turned it into a restaurant and there's authentic food.
Maybe.
I fear what their authentic food would be.
I think they're going to the gun route. I think they're taking the gun route on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They'll make a great gang.
Positive.
Trying. But yeah, no. Not much positive when we.
Mama Clover has
what you
something.
thinking about?
I was just thinking about the mom was back. She's the one that's having the Bible study.
Oh, Kevin, V's mom.
V's mom. I thought that was pretty interesting that she was back. And and she's back as this Bible thumping, because she was pretty crazy.
After she was having sex
really
with her son-in-law and having a baby.
Sex with Kevin, yeah. Now she's, reading the Bible and bringing in these refugees and so excited about it.
Right.
He's saying a prayer for his kids to be Serena and
Yes, and she's saying you cannot,
you can't ask
do that here. Praise the Lord,
a good forehead.
And then he prays that Giannis rests in peace so that he can rest in peace and sleep and get some sleep. Do you think karma's coming back to bite him in the ass at some point?
With Giannis?
Yeah, just with that.
Did Giannis have a family? Do we know that?
Oh, the Greeks always have a big family.
Yeah, but did we ever see
around.
a family with him?
No,
Not
we
with
didn't.
him.
And could have Kevin been the only one that was nice to him ever up until he realized Kevin was the one that cut his cable?
Are you getting to the point that he's left him everything in his will?
So that
we said that last week it might happen.
Somebody might have some place to live.
Yeah. Somebody on YouTube.
The refugees.
The refugees have a house. Well, actually, one of our fans on YouTube said that was one of their predictions, that he left them, or left Kevin all of his things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah, we'll
I
see.
like that.
Okay, my favorite and my least favorite part of the episode was the Lip and Amanda situation. Amanda's back, and I said last episode the bitch is back, and I was totally right. What a bitch!
Was she a bitch before this, or she got bitchy?
She was always kind of a little sassy, but I mean that was a total bitch move.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And I like the fact that Lip said, like, I didn't make you any promises. Like, they had this arrangement. So for her, it wasn't like she's a scorned lover, they had a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship for her to justify her even doing something like this.
However, I will say, I liked her comment.
I can't believe the women are defending Lip.
I like her comment because she's like, you made a promise to me with your eyes, your mouth, and your cock. Which,
but that's bullshit.
He went to her house. He went to her house though, met her family. It wasn't like they were just fuck buddies. They were a little more.
Yeah, but when they left it was like,
well, right, okay. So when they left it,
they left it that way. It's all fair game. Then he did nothing wrong. I feel.
Phil, guy's point of view, Dad.
Guys, I want to hear from Dad.
No, it ran its course.
With Lip and Amanda.
Yeah, I mean, she was much more invested than he was in the end.
Yeah.
I think number one, you always, after any breakup, you change, like even with a best friend, you change everything. Passwords of all kinds. Computer passwords, cell phone passwords, all that. And you know what? Probably safe. This wasn't a photo of theirs, but, just protect your photos, number one.
This, again, sounds like personal experience. Phil, you have a lot of connections with this show. I'm learning much more about you every episode.
I mean, here's the thing. Part of it is I've worked in security in technology since I was 16.
So you've seen a lot of tit pics, is what you're saying.
Listen, I've had the uncomfortable notion where I had to bring up... I was like 17 years old, and I had to go to somebody like, listen, your work computer's not for porn. And this person was like 30.
Oh, no.
That was fun.
Oh. At work. Wow, really? You couldn't wait until you got home?
No.
That's embarrassing.
We have a guy at work that got busted, because you go by their login and then he has a bunch of pictures.
That's mind-blowing to me.
Blowing something. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
why
I mean,
is
I
that?
just felt like, and if you break up too, don't ever leave him in your room. Like, knowing if he has those photos on his phone, there's no way I'm not going to the shower, leaving the guy back there in my room to just. I mean, first of all, she took 20 pictures while he was there. She's got her picture
She's
for
done.
the class. I'd be like, you got it, you're set. Get on out of here. I got
Right.
things to do. So, but yeah, he knew it. He like barely. He didn't want to act out that door. He knew in his gut something was gonna go wrong, and
Right.
it did.
Maybe he just totally even forgot that his phone was there, but
Doesn't
she
matter.
must have looked through. I mean, she looked through that thing, found it, and sent it to everyone.
Well, either like
Posted it
I
everywhere.
thought maybe she was just gonna trash the room, or
But here's the thing. I will say this. Lip and Helene were always operating out of a place of just dangerousness in the sense that they weren't really being careful, right? And so if it wasn't this, it could have been anything. And so because just the fact that it was this shows a carelessness in the whole relationship portion of it. You just weren't careful, and then it got out in the worst of ways. And there will be a hearing about it. But even from the beginning, even if you were a little bit more cautious, you knew that there was somewhat of a risk involved.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, what did she think?
Yeah, and going into his
know.
dorm, I mean,
Right,
and
she
she tried to
expected-
put
With her
glasses
hood.
on. Yeah, it's like that even draws
Yeah,
more attention to it. It
exactly.
wouldn't take a,
And she
yeah.
took him to her public speaking engagement in a different
Yeah.
city. Like, come on.
Right. It's not like they
Eventually-
were like a secret.
Yeah.
But it still bothers me because I always felt like there's something mysterious about the relationship and the relationship with her and her husband. There's always been that mysterious. We've always wondered what is going, like, why is he allowing her to do this? And is that really her husband? And I mean, don't you think how can they let that just end with her being kicked out of the school and being done? I don't know. I don't
That
see that
relationship has
happening.
got it. Yeah, it has
Maybe
to.
she's a
Something
beard.
else
Yeah.
has to
Maybe she's
come.
what?
Beard.
What's that? What?
Right, when a woman covers up for a man because he's
He's
secretly gay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's
beard.
called?
A beard.
Beard.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, I never
Learn
heard.
something new every day.
I do. Good to know. Good
Have
to
you
know.
ever heard that? No.
Right?
that
Yeah,
one.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Oh,
you.
boy.
I'm not crazy.
No, I mean, okay. Well, we've said that before, that's probably a relationship that, maybe that's exactly what it is. He's gay and she's just there, and that's why he doesn't care about anything. But today you can clearly see his protective instincts,
Yes.
kicking Lip out of the house, not letting him close, because I'm sure she thinks he sent it out. I mean, why would she assume that someone came in and stole his phone? And she also didn't even know that he took that picture. So as much as they've had this crazy relationship, she never gave him consent to, they've never made a video. She never said he could take pictures. So that came as a big shock to her. So that would still suck. I mean, as much as you have this dangerous relationship, she's still a teacher there and still clearly loves and is passionate about that job.
How do we feel about it? Because they have that scene in her office, and I follow because you guys were upset with Helene last episode, and so now we're kind of we open up where they're kind of relatively okay.
Right. They just brush it under the rug.
I was
That's
surprised
exactly what
by
I was
that.
thinking.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I thought, wait, we went from where we left it last time. I didn't like that it was just kind of brushed under the rug.
But
I
I
wanted
think-
a little more.
I feel like that's what we predicted though last week, because she acted like, she didn't
Yeah.
even know what happened the night before. She wasn't going to re-bring it up. She does say to Lip though during that whole sex scene, she's looking at him and she says, something like, what? Because he's giving her this look. You can tell it's still on his mind. She's just trying to do anything but talk about it. Mm-hmm. So that's
Well,
probably
now
why
she's
there's-
definitely not going to talk
And
about
Lip's
it.
not going to give
Yeah.
up the sex just because of that. I mean, he's still a dude.
She is Sasha Alexander.
She's hot.
Yeah.
You think that?
The whole room agrees.
She's huge boobs. Are they real?
The nicest.
Let's take a poll.
Okay, I'm saying they can't be real just because of the fact that when she's laying down,
They're standing
still
up.
Like, there's no side movement at all.
No.
Like, that's what
Wow.
boobs do.
Phil, this is the perennial
Right?
question, though. Does
Who
it
cares? Yeah.
matter? They're perfect.
Yeah. I think they're real. If I had to put money on it, get her in here.
Yeah, let's go.
This will be first question I ask, and I will verify it.
I will make you.
There you
ask
go.
that
You
too. I
could
can't
test
wait.
it.
Let's tweet at her. Let's see. Listen, we've been having a big debate, wondering if you'd, be
Right.
willing to
Let
come
our
and after
executive
us so that we
producer
can
touch your-
touch her tits.
That
I'll be
won't
on
be
the first
wrong.
flight back to LA.
I want to know your guys' comments. Real or not real?
Real or fake tits?
Well, what's the everybody go?
Real.
Real.
Fake.
Real.
Fake.
Oh, we got him. We got him.
I got fired up.
Oh, good.
You start talking about tits, JJ goes back to college basketball days. She gets all worked up.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay.
I think that's it, right?
That's it with that relationship. We'll see what happens. Lips, upset. I love this relationship. I don't want to see it end.
Neither.
There's something, like I said, it's a weird relationship, but there's something about it that I love.
What did you think
Me too.
about that scene ending, though, with him going off with his professor and saying, "Hey, you want a drink?"
I love that professor.
yeah.
You know,
he
that
plays
was
a really good part.
I did this. This is my next door neighbor, whatever her name was,
Yeah.
Mrs. Somebody. Yeah, thought that was funny. It's like no big deal. Want to have a drink?
Yeah, I like Professor Ewan.
He's funny.
He's just a very he's just a very matter of fact kind of guy, which may not necessarily be. I like that he has ambitions for Lip because Lip doesn't have his own, but at the same time, he's also not the best. It's more of do as I say, not as I do type of professor. So
Right.
and then we'll see.
Yeah. Is there anything we talked about a lot, covered most of the show? Any moments you loved or quotes that we didn't talk about or anything we're missing?
That was it. We she had a bra on today, so I was a little upset by that.
Sorry.
But other than that,
It's too bad.
we're good.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
Okay. Well, do we have any predictions? Let's do some predictions.
Done right.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Can I just repeat mine?
Go.
So I don't-
Go.
Repeat
I
it.
just think that the refugees are going to be in Carl's gang.
Yeah, I think that's a good prediction.
Do we think Carl's ever gonna get with Angel and move in with him? Because he makes
With Dominique,
Yeah, her
No.
eyes light up.
my prediction, Dominique and Nick are going to end up together. They both have a bike connection. They had that great little conversation today by the bike rack. And then Carl's going to get pissed.
That's a good one.
That's my prediction.
Interesting.
Glad you said that because I was thinking of predictions and I had no idea what to say until that moment.
Well, the biggest one is there's the whole hearing aspect of it, and it seems like Lip confesses his love for Helene in that whole hearing, or he's about to.
Was that in the previews for next week?
Yeah.
They didn't see him. I didn't see him online because I watched it the day.
Me either.
Today
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, there's
Oh.
that whole thing where she kind of looks at him almost shocked, and we don't really see much more than that. And as you guys know, it's all very fast, not really show you much of
Right.
anything. But maybe that could be a moment where, yeah, she might get kicked out, but love wins, regardless.
Love rules supreme. I would love another long
Hey, the
monologue
Super Bowl
from him.
reminds us, believe in love.
Believe in love.
That's right. Believe in
Okay.
love.
Exactly.
So we did take a day off just to make sure we knew
Yeah.
that value.
Exactly. Hope you guys enjoyed the Super Bowl. Hopefully the outcome was something that you wanted. JJ, I'm sure you're still a little bitter about the good old Patriots.
Oh, yeah. I actually would have rather seen the Cardinals there this year, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been good. Did you like the Super Bowl? On a little side note before we end and wrap things up.
It was okay.
I was kind of underwhelmed too. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any predictions for us?
I had mine already.
Okay.
That Giannis was giving
Giving
his
his stuff.
stuff
That's a
to
good one.
Kevin.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I say Debbie loses her baby naturally somehow, and that Fiona goes for a paternity test.
Okay. Yeah, we've had, that's good. We have a bunch of fans thinking that exact same thing. They've said that Debbie's going to lose her baby and Fiona's going to end up having to have hers.
Oh, and Gus comes back in the picture.
Oh, shit.
But he needs Fiona needs him to sign something. I don't know if it's 100% divorce papers, but it's in regards to getting a house, being able to get a house.
You saw this in the
preview, so maybe he's got a cosign or something. I'm not exactly sure.
because they're still married.
They are. What does he do? Pours coffee on it.
Uh-oh.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah. Fuck you,
Now
Fiona.
that reaction is justified. I'm good. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Agreed.
So
Well, we'll see what happens, guys. Until next week. But before that, where can they find you again, Phil, so everyone can follow you?
follow us here at AfterBuzz TV. What else do I do? Rain's on a little bit of a hiatus. Check out Anatomy of a Movie on Popcorn Talk. That's what I do. And we're actually revamping the show a little bit. So if you've been a fan of that, thank you. If you're going to be new, join us. See
Welcome.
what it's all about.
Yeah. JJ, where can they find you?
Actually, if you want to tune in 10 more minutes, we'll be doing Supergirl here tonight as well. It's a doubleheader. Woohoo! And I switched my Instagram on you just
So
to
I can't
F
do
with
the
you
outro.
tonight. Yeah. What do you think it's gonna be?
The JJ Jurgens.
Official.
JJ Jurgens. You added 5 J's.
I just put a little dot in there. It's JJ Jurgens on Twitter because I used to say Jurgens JJ. Now it's just JJ.Jurgens on Instagram. Much easier. All right, there you
Go follow her. You guys, you are on social media. Loving it.
I am on
What's
social
your
media.
Twitter?
My
Mother
Twitter
dearest?
account is Joni Clover.
Dad.
Chip Clover.
Yeah.
Real quick, what's the most shameless thing she ever did as a child growing up?
Oh, God. Shit behind the couch or something.
No, that was your brother.
Oh, this is a good question.
I don't know. You didn't do much shameless things.
When I
You
got
were a
older?
good girl.
How things have changed.
And or I just like to forget the bad things. I don't know which.
Exactly. Oh, well, and you guys can follow me to see maybe some of the shameless things I'm doing now as an adult, young adult, on Twitter at Hayley Clover and Instagram at Hayley Clover. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and keep commenting because we love to read those comments. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.